9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Champions! Wrexham are promoted. They have their storybook ending.
You can walk through the fire. You can walk through the fire. When it's down to the wire. You can walk through the fire.
Howdy, y'all, and welcome to the Wrexham Texan. My name is Jake Green. Thank you so much for joining me today for this episode where my mic seems to just want to do its own thing. It keeps resetting repeatedly for no dadgum reason. Hang on one second. Let's see if I can get this thing to stop doing that. Okay. So for some reason, if anything changes, or sometimes if just something moves, my mic wants to jump up to be the max volume. And this is supposed to be a good device, this Evo 8. I don't really understand why it does that, but it does. So anyway, welcome to the show. Welcome to the final show of 2023. What a freaking year it has been. Today's all about recapping the year, looking forward to next year, thanking people who have helped with this show. Just all of it. Today's less about the squad. I mean, obviously we're going to talk about the squad, less about the documentary series. Obviously we're going to talk about it a little bit, but it is just a wrap up. It's just show my appreciation for everybody out there who's watching, show my appreciation for everybody who's been on the show. So before we get into that, go follow me on Instagram and Twitter, WXM Texan, Wrexham Texan. I try to comment on a bunch of the matches. I try to, put in my own commentary into a bunch of stuff. I do a red hot take, red with a W, red hot take after every match on Instagram. And I try to post that on Twitter if I don't forget. And then I'll do things like a Texan of the match if we win, a quote of the day, a tweet of the day, that kind of thing over on Instagram as well. So make sure you go over there and follow me on those platforms. But yeah, what a year, y'all. What a season. During this 2023 year, Wrexham got promoted after a decade and a half in the National League, out of league football. So, I mean, it's been a heck of a year. It's just been phenomenal. I think the most monumental thing that's happened this year is me starting this podcast. It has rocked the Wrexham world. Everyone's talking about it. It is just a huge deal in the world of sports and Wrexham. Just totally kidding. We're slowly building this podcast. I have a lot of people to thank for that. So we're just gonna freaking get started with that because the very first guest to come on this show was Mr. Giosuè Greco, who is the composer for Welcome to Wrexham. He did a phenomenal job on the show, on the docuseries. Absolutely delightful to talk to. He's a musical wizard. He plays so many instruments. He's extremely proficient in a lot of them. He is just a delightful person. And here is his website. You can go check it out. It's over on Mastodon, or maybe it's powered by Mastodon. That's interesting. JiosueGreco.com, GiosueGreco, JiosueGreco.com. You can look at his film and TV work. Welcome to Wrexham, Let the Right One In, Bad V. I mean, he works on so many things. It's fantastic to see someone who is talented enough to do all this stuff. And he came on the show. You can go back and watch that episode. It was a great episode. He talks a lot about how he came up with the sound, how he wanted to be respectful of the Welsh music, the Welsh traditional music, and kind of incorporate that in without it sounding like he was just ripping it off and making it sound not like he ripped the soul out of it. So I think he did a fantastic job. I mean, I've commented on this so many times that the music in that show is so stinking good. So go follow him, Giosuè Greco. He's on all the social medias, and his music is well worth listening to. So go check it out. The second people that came on the show were Ryan and Sharn from Me, the Wife, and Wrexham AFC podcast. Their podcast, no offense to the two men that I'll be thanking after this, their podcast is my favorite. Sorry, it's true. I love Me, the Wife, and Wrexham AFC. I love how they dive into local Wrexham stuff. I like how they get Wrexham legends on their podcast. They keep things very interesting. They're very fun. Their back and forth is delightful to watch and to listen to. I mean, basically all I'm doing today is promoting other people's stuff, which is absolutely fine with me. I think they are well worth going to drop a subscribe and listen and watch their show. So go on over to YouTube. You can also get their show anywhere on podcast platforms, but they do a video version on YouTube. So go over to Me, the Wife, and Wrexham AFC podcast. What I did just notice is I guess they're not a fan of the Oxford comma. There's no comma after the wife. So got a little bone to pick with them there. I love the Oxford comma. I think it's absolutely necessary. So yeah, go follow them. They came on for an episode very early in, I think like episode 3 or 4 in season 2 of the Wrexham Texan, back when I had very few viewers. And so, yeah, they're an absolute delight. That episode was so much fun. We just got along right off the bat. They dialed into the stream, and it was just like we were friends right off the bat. It was fantastic. Great people. Cannot wait to go see them in person, hopefully during the 2024-2025 season of Wrexham. So yeah, go give them a follow, give them a like, shout them out, all that good stuff, because they do a fantastic job over at Me, the Wife, and Wrexham AFC. That is Ryan and Sharn Wass over there. Let's see. The next people I have to thank are two of the funniest people in the Wrexham podcasting world that I've come across. Guys over at Two Beards Media. Two Beards, a podcast, and Wrexham AFC is their podcast, which I will hopefully be going on soon. Oh, that was another thing. I went on Me, the Wife, and Wrexham AFC a couple weeks ago. So make sure you go watch that episode, because I had a blast. Yeah. And hopefully I'll be going on Two Beards, a podcast, and Wrexham AFC soon as well, because they're just so much fun. They have their own Discord server where if you become a member of their of what they I can't say it on this particular show because this is a family friendly show, but it's if you become an F head, you can get access to their Discord server, where there's a bunch of fans in there who just chat Wrexham during the games, after the games, send memes and gifs and all sorts of stuff. It's an absolute blast being an F head with Adrian and Rousey. So yeah, I mean, they're just delightful. We had the whole reason that that we even became in contact with each other was because I basically made a video taking something slightly out of context, though I don't think it was fully out of context, and basically clipping it and challenging them to a duel. And they came back with a hilarious retort. And since then, we've been chatting regularly. So go on over to YouTube, give them a follow, give them a subscribe. You can also find the audio version on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Podbean, and Apple Podcasts. Two Beards, a podcast, and Wrexham AFC. Great fellas. Yeah. Love having them. We will definitely be having them on this show at some point in the very near future. I'm hoping in January. We'll see how it goes. But all right, the next person I have to thank is this fella right here, Mr. Steve Irwin. He's a big Wrexham fan. The reason we got in contact was we chatted via Instagram. He would comment on a lot of my stuff, and we would chat in the messages. And he is just such a good dude. Has a great heart. Just wants the best for all Wrexham fans and all people in general. He wants he's just a delight to talk to, and a fantastic person. So go follow him on Instagram, BATSNASLUND, for those just listening. Yeah, we chat pretty regularly. He came on the show. We talked about how he got involved in Wrexham, how he gets involved in so many little facets in the Wrexham world, and has so many contacts and people that he talks to regularly from Wrexham and from like companies around the club. Yeah, it's so impressive. It's impressive. And he does that even though he has two daughters and a wife who he has to go to their soccer matches, their football matches, and gets to go to their football matches and be a family man. So it's just very impressive. He's a very impressive human. And so go over there and give him a follow on Instagram. And he's also on Twitter. Let's see. The final person I have to thank from this past, or not final quite yet, but Mr. Craig Hastings. He came on at the beginning of December to talk about, he is the director of photography for Welcome to Wrexham. Phenomenal chat. Loved talking to him about his work, what he does, how he does it. That was one of the big missions with this podcast, was to kind of shed some light on what happens behind the scenes, how the production happens, just production in general, so that people who don't know can get insight into how this all works, like how that documentary is made, because it is a long, drawn out, exhausting process to shoot a documentary, and especially a documentary series. You meet a lot of great people along the way. You make a lot of great friends, but it is a lot to do. It is a lot of work. It is often very, very thankless, which it's not really why we make documentaries, but it is. And a lot of people won't watch it or won't know about it or won't comment on it. And it's very appreciated when people actually do go and watch your stuff. It's one of the most satisfying things about this job is when people will take the time, take their precious time, their valuable time, and watch something that you have created. It is, gets you right there. So go watch all his stuff. I think he just shot Planet Earth 3, which I believe is out now. So go watch that and see some of his work on there, as well as obviously season 1 and 2 of Welcome to Wrexham. So thank you to Craig for coming on the show. Stand-up guy. Loved the episode. Loved talking to you, brother. And the final one is my actual brother, Mr. Matt Green. I don't have a website for him. He was a teacher. Now he does some computer work, transcribing, things like that. And he is trying to follow his lifelong goal now of becoming a sports commentator. I remember when we were young, we had a VHS of a Cowboys-Eagles game. It was a Monday Night Football game, and he literally memorized the commentary from the entire game. You could have the game on mute, and he would sit there and recite it back to you. Right on cue, perfect, like same inflection. It was very impressive. So he also I believe he was the commentator for either, I think it was the middle school football team at our high school. So our high school obviously had a middle school leading into it. So I believe he was the commentator on the field for it. I don't think that lasted very long though, because he said too many funny things, which made too many people laugh. So I don't think a small Christian high school was happy about some of his comedy. So yeah, thanks for coming on the show, brother. Hopefully we are going to have him on the show once every month or two, because he loves football. He loves soccer. He loves talking about it, analyzing it. He has a bunch of ideas. I believe the next time he's on, he wants to talk about VR or VAR, as you would call it. So that'll be an interesting episode. Yeah. Let's talk about what happened this year. We got freaking promoted. We are in League 2. We are in the EFL. Streaming has been so much easier with iFollow. It has been a fantastic time being able to stream the games from a very, very reliable source. National League did a good job. Like, it did a good job. It was sufficient for what it was at the time. I didn't have too many issues with it after I got used to how it worked. It wasn't the easiest to figure out, and sometimes it did glitch out and the audio would glitch out. And but now that we are in the league, we have iFollow. The cameramen are decent. There are times when I'm like, just zoom out just a little bit, because you're just making me sick by moving so much because you were zoomed in so far on one specific player. But overall, it has been, League 2 has been phenomenal. We are, as at the recording of this video, we are doing fantastically. This could end up biting me in the butt as far as what we could be doing at the end of December when this actually comes out. But right now, as of this recording, we are in second place, tied for second with Barrow. It's just crazy what's happened. So yeah, as of this recording, let's see, I'll just give y'all a little view. As of this recording, it is December 1st. This is the last day that I'll be recording podcasts for the month. Stockport is still in first. We're 5 points behind. Barrow is just below us, although, we are tied in literally every category. So I guess it just comes down to head-to-head competition, which, have we even played Barrow yet? I don't think we've played Barrow. Let's go see if we have. I think Barrow we play later on. So let's see. MK Dons, Wigan, Wimbledon, Walsall, Swindon. Oh, we did play Barrow. We tied them. So we tied Barrow. When do we play them again? I know we have to play them again to. How crazy would that be if we ended the season? There we go. It is literally tomorrow's match. That is hilarious. As of this recording, it'll be tomorrow's match at the Stoke Kairos. We will play Barrow. Yeah, I don't know what the tie situation is at the end of a season. Obviously in this scenario, it wouldn't matter because we'd both get promoted. But I don't know what the tie situation is if literally it's identical in every category, and then also like we just tied twice. I don't really know what the distinction would be at that point. Maybe total goals scored, maybe. I imagine that would be the most reasonable one. I'm going to guess it's total goals scored would be the final tiebreaker in a situation like that. But as of right now, it doesn't matter. It's only December. Mansfield Town is in fourth. Crewe is in fifth. Notts is in sixth. Gillingham is in seventh. And mind you, Mansfield, Crewe, and Notts are only 1 point behind us. Gillingham is 6 points behind us, but everybody is way behind Stockport County, who was crushing it up until the last two games. They lost to Newport somehow 2-1, and they drew with Salford City, which I thought Salford was winning, but I guess they took that goal back. So it is what it is. It is nice that after that introduction to League Two, MK Dons, we're now very far ahead of them. We are 10 total points ahead of them, which means they couldn't catch up to us. They could only catch up to us in 4 games, 4 losses, 4 wins. So who's down at the bottom? We got Sutton United and Forest Green Rovers bringing up the tail end of League Two at this exact moment. So mind you, this is December 1st. So it is not late December. It is early December as I'm recording this podcast. So, I mean, what a season. What a season last year was. What a season this year is. Like, for anybody out there who freaks out over a loss or a draw or a mistake, just remember we are at least getting to the playoffs at this moment. Season will be half over by the end of December. So it'll be a very good indicator of what's going to happen in the second half of the season. We'll start playing people for a second time. It's going to be really interesting. 2024 is going to be super fun. I have no doubt. I'm going to say it. I am 95% certain that we will get promoted. I just think we'll get promoted. In fact, I think we will win the league. I think that we will end up on top of Stockport. I think Stockport they're in the middle of a stumble right now, as are we. We've stumbled a little bit in the last 3 games. However, the amount of firepower that we have and the amount of depth that we have on our squad, which I imagine will only be bolstered during the January transfer window, is absurdly impressive. I know Stockport has a lot of talent. I don't think they have as much as we do. I think they've been playing incredibly well. I think that's the differentiator at this point. And once we get to the point where we're not having so many games where we're just slightly off or something's just not quite working, once we develop a little more as a squad and get gelling a little more, I think it won't even be close. I think we're going to win this league. And I think we're going to win it by 10 points. I think we're going to go on a 2024 run that will knock your socks off. So prepare yourselves. Strap your socks to your underwear so that they don't get blown off. Because Wrexham is going to dominate in 2024, and I'm looking forward to it. Y'all, it's been a great year. Thank y'all. Thank you everybody for watching the show, listening to the show, commenting. Please reach out if you have comments, if you want me to improve something, if you want me to change something. Happy to listen to my audience on that. If you want to come on the show, reach out. I had Steve Irwin on the show. He was fantastic. He was just a fan of Wrexham, fan of the show. I love talking to people about our club. And about the town of Wrexham and everything that's been happening around the documentary series and just the club in general. It's been absolutely fantastic. So thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart. I hope y'all had a fantastic 2023, and I hope you have a wonderful 2024. It has been an absolute pleasure talking to you about Wrexham and the documentary series. That'll do it for this episode. Peace out, 2023. Hello, 2024. Let's go, Wrexham, up the town.
Search my soul with all your heart. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. And if you knock my soul with all your strength, you're gonna find it. You're gonna find it.